These champions need to come to the basic crystal at some point. Welcome back to the channel. All right, the news has just come out on MCoC, Kabam, Twitter, that we are getting future Ant-Man in the Heart of Fire crystal. Now, I think you all know what that is. I'll talk a little bit about it at the end, just in case you don't, but I think most people do. He's going to be coming as a 7-star, and in this crystal, there's Nick Fury, Apocalypse, Immortal Abomination on some level, and I like Immortal Abomination, but it's like, how did he get in here? Who left the door open and let this riffraff in? And I say that because, you know, the other champs we were getting are Tigra and future Ant-Man. And I did the prediction video, and turns out I was wrong. I was too responsible and sensible in who I predicted. And some of you are even like, dude, this feels like you might even be clickbaiting us here by how huge you went, but it made sense on what you were predicting. And I was like, future Ant-Man and Tiger were, in my opinion, they were too good. They were too current for the current game. I am shocked by this. And a couple of things. I want to know how you are feeling. I genuinely do. I was talking on my Discord server, and I'm like, I actually don't know how to feel. I will say on some level, and I want to let this fully marinate. So please give me time to, I'll be streaming tomorrow the spring cleaning sale on this. This almost feels like too much of a good thing. Like for some reason, I'm like, Kabam, you didn't need to go this hard. Like, there was Nimrod, who I understand can be like more dominant in certain scenarios. Future Ant-Man is going to be, is one of the best tech champions in the game. As a 7-star, I think he might just become the best in the tier list. Bastion's going to have a very strong argument. Myself and the Illuminati were already talking this through, which is part of why I wanted to make this video of like, I think this is the new best tech champion in the game as a 7-star. Future Ant-Man made the Koreanist challenges, the dimensional beams run, tolerable for me. I actually kind of enjoyed it with him as a 6-star. And I'm all for like having fun. And I've meant what I've said, the idea of when I found out about Tiger, I was like, I'm hyped. This is part of like what I've really loved that Kabam's been doing lately. I love they've had the bravado, the like chutzpah, like the like belief in themselves and the champion design and the node team, whoever creates the nodes, quest design. They're like, we can handle this. Our game is big and it's strong and it's complex, and no champion can just dominate it anymore. However, also now, Kabam, you can't reasonably tell me that like Hercules is too strong. Like let me rephrase, and I'm going to leave that in. I'm not going to edit that out. You can tell me whatever you want, right? And you might even be quote unquote right. I don't know. But right now I'm like, really? Like, I don't know. Somebody just plays this game and covers it and has a lot of fun. Is anyone too strong? Because think about it. These are all going to go into Battlegrounds decks. And and one other thing, I want to say this clear, because I've said it in streams, I've said it in other videos. Kabam, also, like, I really hope, and I can't imagine any players disagree with this. If you as a player disagree with this, please let me know. These champions need to come to the basic crystal at some point. And like, I'm okay with like a year, maybe 16 months, 18 months, make your money off this. I get it. That's how the game works. And I understand all of that. If you've been playing the game long enough, you're like, this is how it works. Okay. But eventually these need to come for all players to be able to get. I think that is incredibly important for a lot of reasons. We don't have time to go over all of them, but it really is important. And that's ultimately what I know I want. Like, I hope the Omega Days champions come to the basic crystal now. Like, and I mean, by now, I mean like now, like the day this Heart of Fire goes live or sooner and it's announced. And the Tigra, Nick Fury, Apocalypse, future Ant-Man, Immortal Abomination, and if it is not Hulkling or CGR, it'll feel like the weirdest letdown ever. And Kabam's, I think, too smart for that. I think it's going to be Hulkling or CGR. I predicted CGR because I felt like Hulkling was too strong. But now, shit, like, honestly, Hercules, like, why not? Go for it. I mean, there's nodes that, like, remove buffs. Like, defenders are tough. He does take a little while to ramp. Tigra and future Ant-Man, I think, and probably Nick Fury are probably going to make just as big, if not bigger of a splash as a 7-star rank 4 on Battlegrounds as Hercules would. It's just, I tell me how you're feeling. I'm happy that people are going to get to have fun. I'm happy that Kabam is that confident in their game, because I think they should be. And not like a uneducated, ignorant confident, or like, ignorance is bliss. More like, they've done a good job. They really have. They've evolved the game a lot. No champion can just take everything anymore. That's not how we evaluate champions. And I love that. On the other side, these champions do need to eventually come to free and low spenders. In my opinion, that has to happen. I want that for Omega Days. I just think it's the way to keep the game engaging for everyone, and that's important. And then also, like, you didn't have to go this hard. Like, and it's exciting on one level, but the other side, this is like, when you're a kid and it was your birthday and your parents are like, you can have all the cake. And you're like, usually you only tell me I have like a couple bites. What the hell's going on? Did grandma die? And so, Kabam, did grandma die? Like, what's going on? You could have done Nimrod. You could have added Gallon to this crystal. And I know some of it will be like, you gotta complain about everything. No, I'm not complaining. I'm just asking again, did grandma die? Because this feels like you're setting me up for something, man. I don't know. For years, we've been hearing about how too strong, too broken, too protected, too this, too that, can't have this, can't have that, no, and this and that. And now it's like, hey, remember all that shit we told you couldn't do, wasn't good, bad for the game, not balanced, unfair, unfun, too many protections? Here's them all. And it just feels a little weird. I've started a newer, smaller Discord server, and so I'm not gonna like say who said, but someone's like, what I'm gonna do? I got too much going on in real life. I'm not gonna worry about this. I'm just gonna enjoy it, and I think that's the attitude I'm going to adopt, at least for now. It's where I'm going to try to work to, because I enjoy this. I enjoy covering the game. I enjoy having fun. I do think Kabam has been knocking it out of the park lately. You all know that. I've been having a blast. I'm just going to try not to worry about it, man. And because when I think about it, the worry of too strong, too much, too good, all this stuff, that's from Kabam. I wasn't saying that. And so if the company that was telling us all that stuff is now showing us that's not the case, and I'm saying I'm happy that they're confident in it, then maybe it's all okay. I just literally thought about that. Like, I'm stream of consciousness right now. There's no script to this. There's never a script to my videos. There's points I just want to make, and we covered them. As I said, I want to know what you think, and I know that I am okay with this. I know that I can't be okay with this unless I feel comfortable and confident that all these champions are eventually, in a reasonable amount of time, going to come to low spenders and free-to-play players. That will happen by, I think, the Omega Days coming, or if they literally tell us. I doubt they'll literally tell us, but I think we can look at precedent if the Omega Days champions come. And then the too strong, whatever, Kabam makes the game, not me. Gonna just have to have some confidence in it. That's where I think I'm at. I will read the comments, hear what you all have to say, and of course, as time goes on, I'll be able to think this through and talk it over. But Tigra in the conversation is the best Mystic champion in the game. Nick Fury in the conversation for the best skill champion in the game. Apocalypse, outside of Battlegrounds, he's a little slow, doesn't get his charges. In the conversation for the best mutant in the game, and featuring Ant-Man, I think he is the best champion in the game. I think he actually is. And a game as big and as complex as it is, I think he is. I will be covering the spring clean sale literally from a few moments before it even goes live. I cover the sales whenever I possibly can. I haven't done that for years. So make sure you come by. We'll do the analysis on that, both for your big whales and then also my free-to-play account as well. And then we will be dovetailing into the Heart of Fire Crystal, which I said I would explain at the end of this video for anyone who's not familiar with it. I think in May, or relatively early in May, it feels like basically all those pool shields that we've been earning in game. I've earned quite a few of them myself. They're not showing up there, but they're around. We will be using that currency on these Heart of Fire crystals. It's similar to the Omega Days crystal. This crystal, the champions in there are just bonkers. There's usually like a track, or there was a track that went with it, so probably some rank up resources or things like that. And so the spring cleaning sale, and that definitely I think should be evaluated as one big event. Stop by the live stream tomorrow, about 10:45, 10:55 Pacific Standard Time. I'll be there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.